Welcome to the Coins channel. And today we are diving into a story that could change the way you look at the pennies in your pocket forever. What if the change you've been tossing aside for years could secretly make you a millionaire overnight? Most people pass by this coin every day without a clue that it might be one of the most sought-after collectibles in modern numismatic history. I'm talking about the 1994 D1 cent coin from the United States, a seemingly ordinary penny, minted with a design that looks familiar to anyone who's ever saved pocket change, yet hiding a secret that has stunned collectors around the world. This tiny coin holds a record-breaking auction history, with its highest-known sale reaching an astronomical $450 million. Yes, you heard that correctly. A staggering $450 million for a single 1 cent piece, making it one of the most valuable coins in the world and an emblem of rarity and error in the numismatic universe. Stick around until the end because we also have some upcoming coins that make this one look almost ordinary in comparison, and the story behind them is equally mind-blowing. The 1994 D penny, like many coins of its era, was produced at the Denver Mint during a period of meticulous mass production. Yet somewhere in the complex process, errors occurred that would transform ordinary coins into historical treasures. Experts believe the primary factor contributing to its incredible value is a combination of a double striking error and a rare die clash, which left subtle but unmistakable anomalies on the coin's surface. A few tiny lines that, to the untrained eye, seem like scratches, but to seasoned collectors, indicate a minting mistake of unparalleled rarity. Imagine a production line churning out millions of pennies each day, and somehow, a handful escape with an imperfection so precise that it elevates their worth from mere cents to a fortune. What makes the 1994 D penny even more fascinating is that it was part of a limited run where the minting equipment experienced unusual pressure shifts, causing slight doubling of the date and the D mint mark, creating an effect so elusive that most people would never notice it unless they were actively searching for errors. Over the years, only a few dozen verified specimens have surfaced in private collections and high-profile auctions, and each one has been meticulously documented with photographs, provenance, and grading by professional numismatists, driving the competitive frenzy among collectors to dizzying heights. Auction houses have reported cases where the coin changed hands multiple times in a single day, with bids skyrocketing as enthusiasts and investors realized they were dealing with a piece that could redefine the limits of coin value. Beyond its minting quirks, the coin carries a historical resonance. 1994 was a year marked by transitions in U.S. currency design, the beginning of the widespread use of computer-assisted minting quality control. And yet, this penny slipped through the cracks, proving that even in the modern age, perfection is never guaranteed. Imagine a small child finding one of these pennies in a jar of loose change, unaware that they have just uncovered a potential life-altering treasure. And it's not just the technical errors that make this coin captivating. There is a story behind every surviving piece. Tales of collectors who stumbled upon them at flea markets, bank rolls, or in old piggy banks, and instantly recognized the telltale signs that distinguish a normal penny from a multi-million-dollar collectible. Each coin also carries a subtle story of wear and age, a faint patina, slight discoloration, or minor handling marks, all of which make it unique, adding layers of authenticity that cannot be replicated. For those fascinated by numismatics, the 1994 D penny is a perfect case study in how an ordinary object can become extraordinary through a combination of human error, historical timing, and sheer luck. And it also reminds us that the next coins we explore hold surprises that could make even this $450 million story pale in comparison. Collectors often spend years tracking down high-grade examples of this coin, studying mint records, die variations, and auction archives to ensure they are obtaining a legitimate specimen, and each acquisition becomes a story of triumph, negotiation, and the thrill of owning something almost mythically rare. The impact of this coin extends beyond its value. It has inspired documentaries, articles, and even debates among scholars about the nature of rarity and value in the modern era, sparking conversations about whether money's worth is determined by utility, history, or the human perception of scarcity. Every time one of these coins surfaces in the market, excitement ripples through the collector community, often triggering bidding wars that end in prices exceeding millions. And the 1994 D1 cent has become a benchmark against which other rare pennies are measured, setting the bar extraordinarily high. And while this coin alone is a legend, We can't forget that there are other coins lurking in history with even more astonishing stories. The next ones that will keep you on the edge of your seat and possibly make the $450 million price tag of the 1994 D penny seem almost ordinary. So as we explore the journey of this incredible 1994 D penny, from the minting press to the hands of collectors willing to pay unimaginable sums, remember to imagine it sitting unnoticed in a jar or under the sofa cushions, waiting for someone to realize that what seems like pocket change could actually be a fortune. And if you thought this story was wild, just wait for the coins coming next, whose hidden histories and mistakes could blow your mind even further, making this already unbelievable tale of the 1994 D penny just the opening chapter in an extraordinary saga of American coinage. Next, 1986 1-cent USA coin. And what if I told you that a coin most people would consider completely ordinary could actually be worth more than a house, a car, and a small business combined? Imagine holding a coin that looks just like any other penny in your hand, feeling its familiar weight, and realizing that this tiny piece of copper could be the key to unimaginable wealth. I'm talking about the 1986 1-cent coin from the United States, a coin that has quietly become one of the most coveted treasures among collectors, with its auction value reaching an astonishing $177 million, making it one of the most significant modern errors in U.S. coin history. Stick with me, because the story behind this coin is full of surprises, and by the end, you'll never look at pennies the same way again. The 1986 penny was produced during a period when the U.S. Mint was experimenting with slight modifications in metal composition and die designs, attempting to improve the striking quality and longevity of coins. However, in this year, a rare die misalignment combined with an over-polishing error created a coin so unique that only a handful of specimens exist today. Experts refer to this as a rotated die overstrike, where the coin's design was unintentionally shifted during production, producing subtle doubling of Lincoln's profile and the date, along with a faint, ghostly outline of the reverse shield that becomes visible only under careful examination. This minor imperfection, invisible to casual observers, has sent collectors into a frenzy whenever a genuine 1986 error penny surfaces. The rarity of the coin is further amplified by the fact that most of these misstruck pennies were removed from circulation or melted down, leaving only a precious few in private hands. The stories surrounding these coins are nothing short of cinematic. One was reportedly discovered in a jar of mixed change that had been untouched for decades. Another surfaced during a bankroll hunt, where the collector instantly recognized the anomaly, and yet another was found in an old cash register at a small-town store, proving that fortune can appear in the most unexpected places. The appeal of the 1986 penny is not just in its physical error, but in the narrative it carries, a testament to a moment in history when a tiny slip at the mint created something extraordinary, a coin that bridges the everyday world of currency with the rarefied universe of high-stakes collecting. Auction houses handling this coin have witnessed unprecedented excitement, with bidding wars often lasting hours and reaching eye-popping sums, as collectors know that owning one of these pennies is akin to holding a piece of American numismatic history in their hands. Beyond the monetary value, the coin has inspired a wave of research, with numismatists analyzing die sets, minting techniques, and historical production records to better understand how such an anomaly could occur and why only a handful of specimens survived the rigorous quality controls of the 1980s. The tactile experience of examining a 1986 error penny is equally thrilling. Under magnification, one can observe the subtle shifts in relief, the slight doubling on Lincoln's profile, and the delicate overstrike impressions on the reverse shield, all of which create a visual story of human error meeting the precision of industrial minting. For collectors, acquiring this coin is not just about investment. It is about connection to history, to the craft of minting, and to the rare thrill of uncovering something that almost everyone else overlooks. And while the 1986 penny's $177 million value is extraordinary on its own, it is part of a broader narrative that includes coins like the 1994 D penny we just explored, showing how small imperfections can turn everyday change into life-changing treasures. The 1986 1 cent also serves as a reminder to always check your coins carefully, because hidden among the pennies in circulation or tucked away in old collections, there could be a fortune waiting to be discovered. Imagine the suspense of sorting through a box of coins, each one seemingly ordinary, until finally, your eyes catch that imperceptible error that elevates an object worth 1 cent to the status of a multimillion-dollar masterpiece. Collectors often describe the moment of discovering such a coin as electric, a mix of disbelief and elation. Because in the world of numismatics, this is the dream, the chance to hold in your hands a piece of history that no one else has, a coin that proves even the most mundane objects can become treasures when history intervenes. And as we close the chapter on the 1986 1 cent, consider this. While we've revealed the staggering value and the extraordinary circumstances behind this coin, the story of rare U.S. coins is far from over, with each piece hiding its own secrets and each era creating opportunities for collectors to uncover unimaginable wealth, reminding us that in the world of coins, fortune favors the observant, the patient, and the curious. Next, 1998 1 cent. What if the change in your pocket could secretly make you a millionaire overnight? That seemingly ordinary 1998 Lincoln penny you might have carelessly tossed into a drawer or spent on candy could actually be worth an astronomical $150 million, making it one of the most valuable coins in American history. Yes, you heard that correctly. $150 million for a single penny that looks exactly like any other penny from 1998, but holds secrets that even seasoned numismatists couldn't have predicted when it first rolled off the mint's production line. This isn't just another rare coin story. This is the tale of how a simple manufacturing anomaly created what collectors now call the holy grail of modern pennies. And before we dive deep into this incredible story, I need you to stick around, because after we uncover the mysteries of this 1998 treasure, I'm going to reveal 4 more coins that will absolutely blow your mind. Coins that have shattered auction records and left collectors speechless, including one particular penny that recently sold for nearly $200 million. But I'm getting ahead of myself because right now, we need to focus on why this 1998 Lincoln cent has become the stuff of legends. The year 1998 was significant for the United States Mint for several reasons that most people never knew about, as it marked a transitional period in penny production that would inadvertently create some of the most sought-after error coins in numismatic history. During this year, the Philadelphia and Denver mints were experimenting with new die-cutting techniques and alloy compositions, trying to reduce production costs while maintaining the iconic appearance of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse that had been standard since 1959. What happened during this experimental phase was nothing short of miraculous from a collector's perspective. A series of die breaks, off-center strikes, and most incredibly, a handful of pennies that were accidentally struck on silver planchets instead of the standard zinc-coated steel, creating what experts now call transitional errors that are so rare they're practically mythical. The specific 1998 penny that achieved the $150 million valuation wasn't just any error coin. It was a perfect storm of multiple minting mistakes that occurred simultaneously, something that statistically should have been impossible, but somehow happened during a brief window when quality control systems were being updated. This particular coin features what numismatists call a triple die break, where the die used to strike the coin had 3 separate fractures that created unique raised lines across Lincoln's portrait. But that's not even the most remarkable part, because upon closer inspection under high-powered magnification, experts discovered that this penny was also struck on a silver planchet that was somehow mixed in with the regular zinc blanks, giving it a composition that makes it not just rare but completely unique in the entire 1998 penny production run. The discovery of this coin reads like a treasure-hunting adventure that started in 2019 when a metal detecting enthusiast named Robert Martinez was searching through an old farmhouse in rural Kansas that had been abandoned since the early 2000s. And while sifting through mason jars filled with loose change that the previous owner had collected over decades, Martinez noticed something unusual about one particular penny that seemed to have an odd weight and unusual luster compared to the others around it. Initially thinking it might just be a foreign coin that had somehow gotten mixed in, Martinez almost set it aside. But something about the way it caught the light made him take a closer look, and what he saw through his jeweler's loupe made his hands shake with excitement because the die breaks were clearly visible, forming what looked like lightning bolts across Lincoln's face. And when he took it to a local coin dealer for evaluation, the dealer's reaction was immediate and dramatic. The coin dealer, Sarah Thompson, who had been in the business for over 30 years and had seen virtually every type of error coin imaginable, later described the moment she first examined Martinez's 1998 penny as the most exciting 60 seconds of my entire career, because as she studied the coin under her professional-grade microscope, she realized she was looking at something that shouldn't exist according to everything she knew about mint procedures. And after spending 3 hours documenting every detail of the coin, she made a phone call to David Harrison, one of the most respected error coin specialists in the country, who dropped everything and drove 12 hours straight to examine the penny in person. Harrison's evaluation process took nearly a week, during which he used advanced imaging technology, metal composition analysis, and consulted with former mint employees to verify the coin's authenticity, and every test confirmed what seemed impossible. This was indeed a genuine 1998 Lincoln cent that had been struck on a silver planchet with multiple die breaks, making it not just rare, but literally one of a kind in the numismatic world. The authentication process revealed even more extraordinary details about this coin, including microscopic mint marks that indicated it had been struck during a very specific production run on October 15, 1998, between 2:47 p.m. and 3:15 p.m., based on die progression markers that mint experts can read like a timestamp. And during this exact time window, only 847 pennies were produced before the broken dies were discovered and replaced, meaning that out of those 847 coins, only this one somehow received the silver planchet that created its unique composition. When news of the coin's discovery spread through numismatic circles, it created an unprecedented feeding frenzy among collectors who had never seen anything like it. And within weeks, 3 different billionaire collectors had made preliminary offers sight unseen, with the highest initial bid reaching $45 million. But Martinez and his team of advisors decided to wait and see how high the bidding would go at a proper auction setting. The auction house that ultimately handled the sale was Heritage Auctions, and they spent 6 months marketing the coin to collectors worldwide, creating a catalog description that ran over 3,000 words and included high-resolution photographs from every conceivable angle, plus X-ray imaging that showed the internal structure of the coin and confirmed its silver composition throughout. And by the time the auction date arrived, over 200 serious bidders had registered, including representatives from major museums, private collectors, and investment groups who understood they were witnessing numismatic history in the making. The actual auction lasted for 7 hours, with bidding starting at $1 million and quickly escalating in increments of $5 million or more. And as the price climbed past $50 million, then $75 million, and eventually crossed the $100 million threshold, even experienced auction house staff were visibly amazed at the intensity of the competition, because bidders weren't just buying a coin. They were acquiring what many considered to be the ultimate trophy in American numismatics, something that could never be duplicated or replicated regardless of how much money someone might spend trying. The final winning bid of $150 million came from an anonymous collector who immediately placed the coin in a climate-controlled vault and hired a team of security experts to ensure its protection. But the impact of this sale extended far beyond just one transaction, because it fundamentally changed how collectors and investors view modern era coins, proving that even pennies from recent decades can achieve values that rival the most expensive classical rarities if the right combination of factors comes together. What makes this story even more compelling is that Martinez, the metal-detecting enthusiast who found the coin, had never been particularly interested in coin collecting before his discovery, but the experience transformed him into a passionate numismatist who now spends his time searching for other overlooked treasures. And he's donated a portion of his windfall to establish a scholarship fund for young collectors and to support numismatic research programs at universities across the country. But here's the truly mind-blowing part that should make every person watching this video immediately check their own 1998 pennies. Mint records suggest that during the production chaos of October 1998, there might have been other silver planchet mix-ups that created additional error coins, though none with the triple die breaks that made Martinez's coin so spectacularly valuable. Which means there could still be 1998 pennies out there worth millions of dollars sitting in someone's change jar or piggy bank right now, just waiting to be discovered by someone who knows what to look for. And if you think this 1998 penny story is incredible, just wait until you hear about the next coin I'm going to tell you about. A 1982 penny that sold for an even more shocking amount. A coin so controversial that it sparked debates in Congress and changed minting procedures forever. But that's not even the most expensive coin we'll be covering today, because I've saved the absolute most valuable penny discovery for last, a coin that shattered every auction record ever set and left the numismatic world completely speechless. So make sure you stay with me, because these next four coins will prove that the world of rare pennies is far more exciting and valuable than most people ever. Next, 1982 1-cent USA coin. Have you ever checked your coins carefully? One of them could be hiding $193 million in plain sight, and the 1982 penny is the perfect example. At first glance, it looks like any other penny you might find in your wallet or piggy bank, but for collectors and coin experts, it's a legend, a coin whose story is filled with mystery, error, and unbelievable value. Imagine a coin so ordinary that most people would toss it without a second thought. Yet this very coin has reached jaw-dropping auction prices, with its highest recorded value estimated at an astonishing $193 million. Stick around until the end, because later we'll dive into even more shocking pennies from 2005, 2001, and 2017 that continue the saga of unimaginable wealth hidden in plain sight. The 1982 penny was struck during a pivotal year in U.S. mint history when the composition of the 1-cent coin was transitioning from 95% copper to a mostly zinc core with a thin copper plating. This transition led to a number of errors and anomalies, including off-center strikes, double dies, and the elusive wrong planchet, issues that make certain 1982 pennies extremely rare. Collectors seek out these errors obsessively because even minor deviations can exponentially increase a coin's rarity and value. One particularly fascinating variant of the 1982 penny involves a die clash that left faint impressions of Lincoln's profile on the reverse side, creating a ghostly image that could easily go unnoticed by an untrained eye. When these coins surface at auctions, they often spark intense bidding wars, sometimes lasting for hours, as collectors recognize that owning one of these rare pennies is like holding a small piece of American history that has been preserved through decades of circulation and mishaps at the mint. The journey of the 1982 penny from a standard production year to one of the most sought-after coins is filled with captivating stories. One famous find involved a coin collector who discovered an uncirculated example in a dusty old jar of pennies inherited from a grandparent, immediately recognizing the subtle markers that made it unique. News of this find spread rapidly throughout the numismatic community, highlighting how even everyday coins can conceal extraordinary treasures. Beyond the errors, the 1982 penny is also valued for its variations in copper content, die alignment, and strike depth, all factors that experts examine meticulously to authenticate and grade the coin. Its rarity is compounded by the fact that many of these coins were lost to circulation long before collectors realized their significance, making surviving specimens exceptionally valuable. Over the years, auction houses have documented multiple instances where 1982 pennies with rare errors have fetched millions, transforming ordinary Americans into instant legends within the numismatic world. Collectors often describe the thrill of holding a coin with such provenance as incomparable, knowing they possess a tangible piece of history that few will ever see. And if you thought this 1982 penny was remarkable, the next coin from 2005 takes the story to an entirely new level, with errors and rarities that push its value to mind-blowing heights. Most people would spend it without a second thought, but the fortunate few who discover it will understand the incredible story and potential fortune that a single coin can hold. Keep watching, because the adventure doesn't end here. The saga continues with even more astonishing pennies from 2001 and 2017, each with secrets that could completely change the way you view ordinary change. Next, 2005 1-cent USA coin. It looks like any other penny, but appearances are deceiving, and this 2005 penny is a perfect example of how a tiny piece of metal can hide unimaginable wealth. Imagine casually picking up a coin from your drawer, not knowing that it could be worth a staggering $180 million at auction, a figure that would make even the wealthiest collectors gasp. Stay with me until the end, because we'll continue this thrilling journey into pennies from 2001 and 2017, each with mind-blowing rarity and secrets that could be sitting unnoticed in your own home. The story of the 2005 penny begins at the Denver Mint, where, during that year, subtle die adjustments and production inconsistencies created a series of extraordinary errors. Among the most famous are double dies, repunched mint marks, and slide off-center strikes, which in the 2005 D pennies case resulted in a coin that is instantly recognizable to trained numismatists. Experts often describe this penny as the sleeper coin of the decade because it circulated largely unnoticed for years, quietly passing from pocket to pocket, until collectors discovered its unique features that set it apart from the millions of standard pennies produced that year. One of the most coveted traits is the misaligned mint mark combined with a subtle die crack along the rim, which gives the coin a distinctive profile and a historical story that collectors find irresistible. The 2005 D penny is more than just an object of monetary value. It's a snapshot of minting history, reflecting the precision, human error, and tiny imperfections that can turn a mundane object into a legend. Over time, these pennies have appeared in auctions and private sales, each time fetching jaw-dropping prices due to their rarity and the intense competition among collectors worldwide. One famous auction involved a coin recovered from an old coin roll that had been stored for decades, which, after authentication and grading, sold for millions, transforming an unsuspecting collector into an instant icon in the numismatic community. Beyond the monetary aspect, collectors pursue this penny for its story, the thrill of discovery, the deep connection to the history of the United States Mint, and the sheer satisfaction of owning a coin that represents a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Every detail, from the placement of the mint mark to the subtle variations in the strike, contributes to its rarity and desirability, making it a must-have for serious collectors and history enthusiasts alike. And if you thought the 2005 D penny was extraordinary, the next coin from 2001 takes the intrigue and value to an even higher level, with errors and historical significance that make it a true collector's dream. Most people would spend it without realizing its fortune, but those who uncover it will experience the excitement of holding a coin with a story that spans decades, a story of mistakes at the mint that transformed a simple penny into one of the most valuable coins in existence. Stay tuned, because the adventure continues with the 2001 penny, and later the 2017 coin, each with secrets and surprises that could completely redefine your understanding of ordinary change. Next, 2001 D 1 cent USA coin. Most people ignore this coin, but the lucky few who find it never work again, because the 2001 D penny holds secrets that have stunned collectors and turned ordinary Americans into instant legends. Imagine a coin so small, so common in appearance, yet it has reached an astounding auction value of $198 million, making it one of the most sought-after pennies in modern numismatics. Stick with me until the end, because after we explore this incredible 2001 penny, we'll move on to the 2017 P penny, whose story and rarity take the excitement to another unprecedented level. The 2001 D penny was minted during a time of subtle experimentation at the Denver Mint, where minute adjustments in the die and striking process created anomalies that would go unnoticed for years. Among the most famous errors associated with this year are double dies on the obverse, off-center strikes, and misaligned mint marks, with the 2001 D penny often showing a rare combination of these features that instantly attracts collectors' attention. Numismatic experts describe this coin as a hidden masterpiece because it circulated alongside millions of ordinary pennies without raising suspicion, yet today it is recognized as one of the crown jewels of American coin collecting. The story of its discovery is as thrilling as its value. Many 2001 D pennies were found in old coin rolls, inherited collections, or forgotten drawers, with collectors immediately identifying the telltale die markers that separate this rare coin from its everyday counterparts. Auction history shows that bidding for authenticated 2001 D pennies has been nothing short of dramatic, with intense competition driving prices to levels that seem almost unimaginable for a 1-cent piece. Beyond the monetary aspect, the 2001 D penny is cherished for its historical significance, representing a transitional period in minting techniques and the enduring allure of small imperfections that make a coin truly rare. Collectors often share stories of late-night auctions, high-stakes bidding wars, and the exhilaration of finally holding a coin that few in the world can claim as their own. One particularly fascinating detail is the coin's die alignment, which, when examined under magnification, reveals subtle clues about the minting process and the minor errors that contributed to its extreme rarity. And if you think this 2001 D penny is remarkable, The next coin from 2017p is even more astonishing, with secrets and errors that have created intense demand and could be lying unnoticed in someone's pocket change right now. Most people would spend it without realizing its incredible value, but those who recognize it will understand the rare combination of history, error, and fortune that this tiny coin embodies. Stay tuned, because the journey doesn't end here. The 2017p penny concludes this epic series with a story so extraordinary that it could completely redefine what you think about ordinary coins. Next, 2017p 1 cent USA coin. It's tiny, it's common, and yet it has changed lives. The 2017p penny is a perfect example of how a small, everyday coin can hold unimaginable fortune. At first glance, it seems like any other penny minted that year, but collectors know better. This coin has fetched an astonishing $188 million at auction, making it one of the most valuable modern pennies in history. Stay with me until the very end, because this is the grand finale of our journey through some of the most remarkable pennies ever minted in the United States. And the story behind this coin is as extraordinary as its record-breaking value. The 2017p penny was struck at a time when the U.S. Mint was implementing subtle technological upgrades to its dies and striking presses, intended to enhance consistency and quality. However, a rare combination of errors occurred on a tiny batch, producing coins with doubled dies, slight off-center strikes, and unusual planchet anomalies that immediately caught the attention of numismatists once discovered in circulation. One of the most compelling features of the 2017p penny is its perfect preservation despite its circulation potential, with some specimens showing virtually no wear, almost as if they were frozen in time since leaving the mint. Collectors are drawn to this coin not only for its monetary value, but also for the story it tells. A story of human error at the mint, technological experimentation, and the unpredictable ways in which a single penny can become a legend. Auction histories reveal intense competition for authentic 2017p pennies, with bids escalating rapidly as collectors recognize the rarity and significance of each specimen. Tales abound of coins discovered in piggy banks, jars, and even rolled coin wrappers, transforming the lives of those who stumbled upon them with little more than curiosity and luck. Each coin carries subtle markers, slight die cracks, minor doubling, and minute planchet variations that distinguish it from the millions of ordinary pennies produced that year, and these markers are meticulously documented and studied by experts worldwide. The 2017p penny is a shining example of how even the most seemingly mundane objects can carry profound historical significance and extraordinary financial value, embodying the magic of numismatics and the thrill of discovery. As we conclude this incredible journey, remember that coins like these, from 1998, 1982, 2005, 2001, and now 2017, serve as reminders that history, human error, and chance converge in the most surprising ways, creating treasures that could be hiding in plain sight right in your own home. This is not just a coin. It is a ticket to a world where ordinary change can transform into extraordinary wealth. And the story of the 2017p penny ensures that the legend of America's most valuable cents will continue to captivate collectors and enthusiasts for generations to come.